This is Pet Life Radio. Let's talk pets.
Anyone with a senior dog with arthritis or a dog with an injury affecting its muscles, its movement, its mobility, knows how frustrating it can be when your pet is in decline or they're not bouncing back as quickly as you'd like. And today's episode may help you help them. I came across a nutrition product called Forte-Tropin that we're going to learn more about today. It's offering promising results for just these kinds of cases. And we have Dr. Albert Ahn with us today. Dr. Ahn is a Tufts University trained veterinarian. He's a 25-year veteran of the animal health industry, and he is an expert on Forte-Tropin. So I'm very excited for us to learn more about this product. Can it help your dog or cat? We're going to find out more. We're going to take a short break from our sponsor. We got to keep the lights on, but don't go away. Just grab that kitty or puppy, give them a hug, and we'll be right back.
Take a bite out of your competition. Advertise your business with an ad in Pet Life Radio podcasts and radio shows. There is no other pet-related media that is as large and reaches more pet parents and pet lovers than Pet Life Radio. With over 7 million monthly listeners, Pet Life Radio podcasts are available on all major podcast platforms, and our live radio stream goes out to over 250 million subscribers on iHeartRadio, Odyssey, TuneIn, Stitcher, and other streaming apps. For more information on how you can advertise on the #1 pet podcast and radio network, visit PetLifeRadio.com/advertise today.
Let's Talk Pets on PetLifeRadio.com.
Welcome back. You're listening to the Hound Healer on Pet Life Radio, and I am Jody Miller-Young. Today's guest is Dr. Albert Ahn. He's an expert in a relatively new nutrition product called Forte-Tropin, which has had promising results with senior dogs with arthritis, helping them build more muscle mass and increase their mobility, dogs who have just had operations. Let's learn more. So without further ado, welcome, Dr. Ahn.
Thank you so much, Jody, for having me on your program. I'm very excited to be here, and very interested in sharing some wonderful news with your listeners.
I am excited as well. First, tell listeners what your specialty is when you see patients. What were you specially trained in?
So my postgraduate training after veterinary school was in canine and feline internal medicine, nutrition, and also emergency medicine. So these are the main areas that I focus a lot of my clinical efforts in.
Wonderful. Now, I mentioned Forte-Tropin, a natural nutrition product, all food-based from the info on the site, which I love because we're all about natural healing and wellness on this show. Tell us what's in Forte-Tropin, what exactly it is, and what makes it work to help animals suffering with arthritis or other muscle and joint-oriented conditions.
Yes, I'm thinking if I may turn off the video, if that's okay with you. And
yeah, so we don't have an issue. I can do the same thing, and we just can do it as something that's not a video.
Okay, all right. Let me just turn off the video. I don't see an issue on my end, but I'm very sorry about that. Okay.
No, it's okay. I'll do the same, and I will just go to my notes. And how about if I ask that question again and mark just a note here that I'm asking the question, Forte-Tropin is a natural nutrition product again. Forte-Tropin is a natural nutrition product. It's all food-based from the info on the site. Tell us what's in it and what makes it work to help animals suffering with arthritis and other muscle and joint-oriented conditions.
Great question, Jody. Forte-Tropin is an all-natural formulation that is 100% derived from fertilized chicken egg yolk. It is actually pasteurized using a patented process that maintains all of the nutritional quality as well as bioactivity of a raw fertilized egg yolk while being delivered in a safe to consume manner, which is considered human grade.
Wonderful. Okay. Now, when I hear raw fertilized chicken egg yolk, I understand it's made into a powdered formula, but how do you ensure the raw yolk is free of pathogens and is safe to consume?
Jody, the food safety programs that are in place today are very advanced. And certainly when you're talking about chicken eggs, you have to be particularly careful. And so there is rigorous pathogen testing that is performed at multiple steps during the manufacturing process, to ensure that what's being delivered to our four-legged friends is in fact safe, nutritious, and beneficial.
Okay, that's great. Also, when it comes to food and supplements, pet parents, myself included, we're very concerned with where it's manufactured. Tell us where you manufacture this product.
I am very proud to share with our listeners that the product is manufactured in Germany and is packaged in the United States. During the manufacturing process, it goes through several quality control tests during each step to help ensure the wholesomeness and safety of the finished product.
Great. Okay, wonderful. And to your knowledge from all of the testing and studies, does this interact with any medications that pet parents should be aware of?
We have no reports, nor is there any scientific evidence that would suggest that there should be any negative interactions with any of the medications. Because this supplement is 100% food-based, it tends to play very nicely with both medications as well as other supplements that pets may be on.
Okay. All right. Good, good. We're going to take a short break from our sponsor, but don't go away, because when we return, you're going to learn about this clinical trial around this product, real stories of dogs, and yes, even cats can be helped by this product. So give that puppy or kitty a hug, refresh a beverage, and we'll be right back.
Molly, here's your dinner. Zeus, that's not your food.
Don't let that happen to your precious cat. Elevate your cat's eating experience with the Cat Tree Tray. The Cat Tree Tray keeps your cat's food off the floor and conveniently located on the cat tree. It's the perfect way to eat. It's a beautiful wrought iron tray that easily attaches to your cat tree and keeps dogs and other critters out of your cat's dish. A must for multi-pet households. There's a 6-inch tray for large bowls and a 4-inch tray for smaller bowls. Purchase your Cat Tree Tray today. Go right now to cattreetray.com. That's cattreetray.com. cattreetray.com.
Let's talk pets
Let's talk pets
on Pet Life Radio.
Pet Life Radio.
PetLifeRadio.com.
Welcome back. If you've just joined, you're listening to The Hound Healer with Jody Miller-Young here on Pet Life Radio Network. And we are here today with Dr. Albert Ahn. He is talking about Forte Tropin, which is a promising new nutrition product that is helping senior pets with arthritis and other joint or muscle conditions. Dr. Ahn, there was a Kansas State University canine clinical trial in osteoarthritis. Tell us about this. How many dogs were tested? What were their conditions? What were the results?
Jody, I am very proud of this Kansas State study because it was one of the largest veterinary clinical studies to have ever been performed. We had 100 dogs that participated in this clinical trial. 50 of those dogs received the Fortotropin, and the other half, or 50, received a placebo. Follow-up in this study was done at 8 and 12 weeks following a very common orthopedic surgery called TPLO surgery.
Is that like ACL surgery? Because we know that that's so common.
Yes, Jody. TPLO, which stands for tibial plateau leveling osteotomy, is a very advanced type of procedure used to repair a dog's ruptured knee ligament. It was originally developed in the early 1990s and today represents one of the gold standard approaches for repairing, as you pointed out, ACL or what we say in veterinary medicine, CCL for cranial cruciate ligament surgery. In humans, they call it the anterior cruciate ligament, but it is the same structure.
Okay. And talk about the results of that study.
What was fascinating about this study is that we did not observe any statistically significant decrease in muscle thickness in dogs that received the fortotropin after 8 weeks, whereas dogs that received the placebo experienced statistically significant decreases in muscle thickness. And so this proved beyond a shadow of a doubt that this all-natural supplement, fortotropin, made a big clinical difference during the postoperative recovery period in these patients.
So when you say that there was no decrease in muscle thickness, for us lay people, does that mean that when there's a decrease in muscle thickness, you have a weakening of that muscle? Therefore, it's going to be more likely that a dog is lame or favors it in some way or just has general weakness there?
Yes, because following a surgery like a TPLO, these patients have a period of immobilization of the leg that was operated on. Mm-hmm. And this immobilization and decreased physical activity naturally causes loss of muscle mass, just like it does in people when they wear a cast following surgery. So the important finding in this study was that in these post-operative patients in the fortotropin group, there was no loss of muscle mass, even though they were physically restricted in terms of activity. That is a game changer because we were able to eliminate loss of muscle, which would normally happen in this patient population.
That is really, really interesting. Have there been any studies or any examples of fortotropin helping to prevent these types of surgeries, whether it's CCL, ACL, TPLO, or any other types of surgeries that were from an injury, let's say?
So we are seeing in our feline population that cats that have chronic kidney disease are seeing improvements in their quality of life and are having improved recovery postoperatively when they're treated with fortotropin as a natural supplement. So this is very, very exciting that this work that's been coming out of the University of Florida is showing that multiple species, both canines and felines, appear to benefit from the muscle sparing or muscle supporting benefits associated with fortotropin.
And when you said cats with kidney disease, just make the correlation for me, because I'm sure there are some pet parents listening who may also not get the correlation between cats with kidney disease and something like what fortotropin does, helping them.
Great point. Thank you. So we know that our felines that have kidney disease have a tendency to lose weight over time.
Okay. That makes sense. So supporting muscle mass, helping to build muscle mass, maybe allows that to mitigate that. Yeah.
Right. Some real promise to help these kitties live longer, healthier, and better quality lives.
Yeah. Well, it's very, very, very exciting. So now I feel like I have to bring this up because I want to be responsible and make sure that pet parents listening have a big picture view. Are there any side effects of inhibiting myostatin? And I ask that, and when I say of inhibiting myostatin, it's my understanding, and please correct me if I'm wrong, Dr. An, that it is the myostatin that either contributes to or sort of instigates the breakdown of muscle mass. Is that true?
Yes, that is correct. So myostatin is an important mediator that causes loss of muscle or muscle mass. And yes, there is an article that came out in a scientific publication that shows that a class of pharmaceutical agents called myostatin inhibitors, those have been shown to potentially have some unwanted side effects in humans that have been treated with this class of drugs. The good news is that fortotropin is not a myostatin inhibitor. Fortotropin is not a drug. Rather, it's a natural product that lowers myostatin. So while there are some serious side effects that are associated with myostatin inhibitors in human medicine, the good news is that fortotropin, being all naturally derived from fertilized chicken egg yolks, is a safe, natural supplement that has a number of clinical benefits for our dogs and cats.
Very exciting. So, Dr. An, what is it about these fertilized egg yolks? What is in there naturally that does this?
So we recognize that there are some natural mediators that are in the raw fertilized egg yolk that actually promote and support muscle growth and the maintenance of healthy muscles. In fact, this is an area of intense clinical research because there are a number of exciting opportunities to use something like fortotropin to help our patients that are at risk of developing sarcopenia or muscle loss.
It is extremely exciting and very interesting, and I'm absolutely going to be looking at this more. So, in terms of pet parents who might be interested in where they can learn more and purchase if they'd like to try this for their dog or cat, where can we send them?
Sure. Muscle health, Jody, is something that's been largely ignored. And there's an opportunity for pet parents to learn a lot more about muscle health by going to the Myos website and learning about fortotropin by going to myospet.com. That's MYOSPET.com.
Wonderful. And they can purchase there as well, or be steered to where they can purchase?
Absolutely. They can buy from the website, and they can also see retail outlets where they can also purchase it at their convenience.
That's wonderful. Is there anything else that we didn't cover that you would like to share or think it's important for my listeners to know?
Great question, Jody. One of the big things I want your listeners to learn about is the importance of muscle health. So much attention and energy has been devoted to joint disease, arthritis, and the different supplements like glucosamine and chondroitin and MSM and fish oil and others. And not a lot of attention has been paid to the importance of muscle health. Muscles are very important in supporting aching joints. Muscles are critically important in helping patients maintain good ambulatory or good mobility when they have arthritis. And too often, people will focus on the joints and ignore the muscles. What I want your listeners to do is indeed focus on the joints, but also remember that muscles are the other part of that equation. So if we have attention being paid to both the joints and the muscles, we will optimize our patients' abilities to stay mobile as they get older.
Yes, really, really good point, because the muscles hold the skeleton in place, right? It's
Absolutely.
The muscles. Yeah, it's one can't work without the other. So thank you for bringing that up, Dr. An. And thank you so much for taking the time to be with us today and talk to us about fortotropin and how promising it is for all of the pets, senior and otherwise, that have joint and muscle issues like arthritis and injuries. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Jody, so much for having me. on your show.
It is my pleasure, and thank you all for listening. As a wellness coach, my mission is to share natural healing options for pet parents seeking a complementary approach to their conventional veterinary care. So tune in next time for information, expert interviews, and tips to give the animals we love the longest and most vibrant lives we can. I'm Jody Miller-Young, and this is the Hound Healer.
Let's Talk Pets, every week on demand, only on PetLifeRadio.com.